Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm Josh Shernoff, and we are here at a very special Fight and Focus AEW Dynamite. It takes place tonight. It premieres tonight on TNT, on TSN, on ITV, of course, on Fite.tv. Just for a second here, I want to talk a little bit about Fight TV and AEW Plus. For $4.99 a month, you can subscribe to AEW Plus. We have people from over 60 countries have already subscribed, so make sure if you haven't already, you can do that. Also, $2.99 if you just want a little taste, you just want to try it out tonight. For $2.99, you can check out live AEW Dynamite. No commercials. You can see what's going on here at the Capital One Arena during the break, but make sure you go to Fite.tv and you sign up, you subscribe now to AEW Plus if you're worldwide. My guest now, no stranger to Fight TV or to AEW, no stranger to professional wrestling in general. Please welcome the Podfather himself, Mr. Conrad Thompson. Conrad, thank you so much for being here.
Dude, what a setup you have here. There's 38 cameras. I'm not sure where to look right here.
I just choose one and
or
hope
look at that one, or we're going to look at this one. I'm more of a podcast guy, man. I don't have to figure out what to do with my hands or what camera to look at. There's a lot going on here today.
Just sit, just relax. Somehow I feel like you're going to be okay. You can do this.
I'm not as prepared as you. This tie today is next level. The Shernoff S. I mean, I feel underdressed. I didn't know I'd be on camera today, so I'm ready to hang. And you're out here making us look bad, man.
Hey, well, I have to work. You're just hanging out. You're Conrad Thompson.
Oh my!
You can walk in here. You know what? Which I say I have to work. This guy works 8 days a week. Okay, he has 150 podcasts that he's doing. So don't listen to me like I'm putting myself over here. It is great to have you here. AEW and StarCast.
Yep.
They're synonymous with each other. The StarCast 4 has been announced. Baltimore, the same weekend as AEW Full Gear. Can you tell us a little bit about StarCast?
Well, we're excited. You know, I'm a big fan of Baltimore wrestling and their rich history, and I wanted to sort of pay homage to yesteryear. So we've been rolling out a bit of a theme. We haven't just hit people over the head with saying it, but it's an early 90s WCW theme. So we've announced lots of fun acts. Like we've got Sting in the red, white, and blue for the first time in nearly 30 years. I mean, that's the 9-year-old in me, right? So we'll have him in the red, white, and blue paint and the jacket and the real original big gold belt he won that night. What a cool photo op. Then we got RoboCop and we got Shockmaster and we got lots of fun names.
The Yeti.
The Yeti
will be
there.
The
Ding Dongs. I mean, we're pulling out all the big guns, but we do have lots of bona fide Hall of Famers. Lex Luger will be there, and I think we've already announced Ricky Steamboat, and we've already announced Ron Simmons, and Ron Simmons also had a historic world title win. So we've got lots of fun stuff planned for this StarCast 4. Tickets are on sale now at starcast.com, and you can probably make plans to join us on Fight TV.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that.
I feel pretty good about that. There's been 3, and all 3 have been on Fight. Yeah. Looking pretty good for 4.
We got to keep it going.
We gotta.
I have had the privilege of working for you at Fight TV, working with you as well. I'm sorry, Fight TV at StarCast. StarCast is an event. If you've never been, you should go. And if you can't go, you have to go to Fight TV to watch it. The stage shows, nothing's been announced yet.
No, I'll give you some spoilers right here.
Right now.
Give you some scoops. We're going to do one that we're calling Inside the Rhodes, hosted by Kenny McIntosh, who normally does Inside the Ropes, but this time we've got the whole Rhodes clan. So awesome. We'll have Dustin, we'll have Cody, we'll have Brandy. That's going to be a home run segment. We've got another one called The Great American Baltimore, where we sort of pay homage to, all the prior years that we had Great American Bash right there in Baltimore. We've also got a panel with, I think we're announcing today that Taz will be there, and Taz never leaves the house. It's a big deal. It's a lot of negotiations, brother, to get Taz to leave, but we got him to leave the house. He's going to come down, and he's going to have a panel with Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Marco Stunt. So lots of AEW-themed stuff on Saturday, or on Friday, rather, and on Saturday you'll get tons of old classic stuff that I'm pretty excited about, including a panel with Colt Cabana featuring a lot of the enhancement talent from back in the day. And the name of the panel is We Made the Stars of StarCast. So that's interesting panels and perspectives this year.
And that's something that's really special about StarCast. You talked about the AEW involvement there, of having talent there. You really are paying homage to the past while showcasing the present and the future. And it's a really exciting convention to be a part of. I've been to every one. I love it. If I wasn't there with StarCast or Fight TV, I would absolutely be there as a fan. And again, if I couldn't, I'd be watching on Fite.tv. I want to talk to you a little bit about, I think it's such a great story how StarCast came to be and its connection to AEW. Can you tell us a little bit about that chance meeting with Cody in Baggage Claim, I believe it was?
Yeah, International Baggage Claim, January of last year. They had been teasing this big show. They wanted to run a 10,000-seat arena. And I had this idea, I want to do a wrestling podcast convention. And Bruce Pritchard told me that was the dumbest idea he'd ever heard and it would never work. So I just sort of let it go and just shelved the idea. And then I bumped into Cody. We started DMing or text messaging, whatever it was. And then I made the pitch for, hey, what if we did it surrounding your show? And he said, what would that look like? And I put together a really nice Word document and emailed it over. A few days later, he got back with me and said, hey, me and the boys love it. Here's our concerns. We quickly mowed those down, and I became an accidental convention promoter. Not once, not twice, or 3 times, but I guess 4 now. And we're making history every time, doing stuff people thought would never happen, like CM Punk.
Right.
He's totally not a part of the wrestling conversation. He does StarCast, and now everyone's Twitter feed is, what is CM Punk going to do? So we're making headlines and making a lot of news and having fun doing it. And with a great partner like AEW, I mean, these guys are so supportive to come in the day before a giant pay-per-view and meet fans and give back to the fans. But that's really what, the whole thing was built on. Everything happening behind us is because of a YouTube series called Being the Elite. Yeah. StarCast is because of Being the Elite and the power of YouTube, which is the power of the fans. And the fans have voted for this to happen, and that's my goal with StarCast, is to build something for the fans, by the fan, because I'm just a fan, and we think StarCast is a blast.
And, I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit for what you've done with the podcast to kind of bring some lapsed fans back into professional wrestling. And I think it's worked perfectly together because you brought those fans back in, paying a little bit of attention. Oh, what's Conrad doing with this StarCast thing? Oh, there's this All In. Oh, there's this AEW. And it's really bringing people back to that, you mentioned the 9-year-old kid in you.
Sure.
It's really bringing people back to that excitement that maybe they haven't felt in pro wrestling for a long time. Did you think when All In happened, did you ever imagine that just a little over a year later we would be in a place like this, the Capital One Arena, 14,000 people are going to be here? Did you ever think that they'd be airing a weekly show on TNT, that was where this All In event was headed?
No. I've been friends with Tony for a long time through the podcast. He was DMing me during the Ric Flair show, or the Woo Nation episodes on Play.it. So I've known Tony for years and years and knew he was a big wrestling fan and knew he had the resources, but this is just like fantasy stuff for a wrestling fan. We've always sort of longed for, will there ever be competition again? Will there ever be another WCW? And that's not what this is, but it is competition. It is a choice. It is something else on a big scale, and I never imagined that it would actually be a thing. Even when I heard his name and heard, it's my buddy involved? Okay, well, he can really do it. But I just sort of assumed when it came contract time, a lot of those guys were going to go somewhere else. I thought the Bucks would wind up in WWE. I thought they'd be on SmackDown wrestling the New Day. And I thought for sure Kenny Omega was going to re-sign and, he would be wrestling AJ Styles at WrestleMania or whatever. I don't think I ever imagined that the stars would align the way they did. And it's something else. But the TNT thing, the first time Tony mentioned that to me was probably last September. And I was like, now how are you getting it on TNT? And the whole story, which I don't know that he's revealed a ton of, is just bumped into a guy at a party and was like, oh, you work at TNT? And from there it just grew. And it's like, how does all of this it was meant to be.
It really was. Yeah, just chance meetings after chance meetings and just everything. It's the perfect time. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. Great time to be involved in the professional wrestling business as a whole. The last thing I want to say here, you have managed to do something that I'm not sure anyone else has ever done. I mean, you have shows with people from the WWE. You have shows with people from AEW. You are the common thread in professional wrestling.
The Forrest Gump of wrestling.
You've been in every
Also from Alabama. No reason for him to be here. Why is that there? Right? This makes no sense.
No, but you know what? But you absolutely have secured your spot as a personality in this industry. You mentioned just being a fan, and I think that's the fun for everybody here, myself included. We're all just fans of professional wrestling. We love this. And to see the energy and the excitement in the locker room, the energy that's going to be in here in just a couple of hours, I think it's incredible the stuff that you're doing. it seems like everybody that works with you, really good things happen. So can we just call this a podcast right now? That you and I, we've done one episode of a podcast here, and this will be really beneficial for me.
Yeah, it's weird. I booked Taker for StarCast 2, and he has to pull out because WWE makes him, even though he has a signed contract. But then he winds up with a lifetime deal with WWE. It's like, I should have no trouble booking legends from now on. Hey, buddy, want a lifetime deal?
Everybody
Let me announce you for
gets
StarCast.
The rub from Conrad, yeah. Well, again, StarCast, we feel very confident is going to be available on Fite.tv, StarCast 4.
Let's just call it. It's going to be available for purchase on Fite in the next week or so. Obviously, there's a lot of other stuff going on distracting people today, but very soon it will be for sale, and we're going to announce the stage shows over the next few days. We wanted to let this show be priority, sure. But starting tomorrow, we'll start dripping out stage shows, and fans are going to be really, really excited. If you're a fan of AEW, you're not going to beat the access at StarCast. If you're a fan of the old stuff, if you grew up a WCW fan, you got to get to StarCast. You'll never see this cast of characters together ever again. StarCast.com, and there's 2 R's in StarCast. I've said that before.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes. Now, I've heard that a couple of times. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go. Conrad has 3 podcasts that start in about 30 seconds that he has to record. Conrad Thompson, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me.
Hey, man,
here.
Thanks for having me. And by the way, don't forget to go listen to What Happened When. It just came out this morning. We'd appreciate the download.
Do it. We'll be right back.